Hello, this is Brian, and you are listening to Void Signal.
Hello again. So I wanted to tell you about a couple of things that you can do over at voidsignal.net. There are previous episodes with great Void Signal guests. There's playlists curated by humans. You can find a link to officially licensed Void Signal merchandise over at Shirt Clown. You can also find a link to the Void Signal Patreon, which is going to start getting updated with regular exclusive content very soon. You can also leave a tip for your friendly, charismatic host. That's me. And, I don't know, I guess a picture of me that I decided to put there for whatever reason. Anyway, hope you enjoy all those things and consider visiting voidsignal.net to help keep Void Signal ad-free. Even just $1 goes a long way towards helping. So thanks for your consideration. I hope you're good. Hope you're happy. Hope things are well for you. And I hope to see you soon. Maybe somewhere. I don't know. Say hello if you see me, I guess. Or leave me comments on social media. Those make me feel very nice. Thanks so much. I love you. Bye. All right. No worries. Okay. I got it working. Cool. Thanks, man, for agreeing to do this again. I'm sorry that we lost our first conversation.
Yeah, me too. But no problem. I would love to do it again.
Cool. Thank you so much. And yeah, it sounds like you've got a busy day. Yeah. I don't want to waste any time. I wanted to ask you about the Sunraker live album is next month. Is that right?
Yeah, it's coming out. We got actually today we got the release date. It's coming on the 9th of March.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Because I think the last time we spoke, it hadn't taken place yet, or maybe you'd already recorded it, but it wasn't ready or something to that effect.
Yeah, we had some perfectionist post-production tendencies, I guess.
Gotcha.
So we postponed it a bit to make it better, I guess.
Okay. I mean, do you feel like it's better? I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, I'm very satisfied with the finished product, actually.
Good.
I'm not worried, and usually I am always worried about stuff that I made, but this time I'm not at all actually.
That's good. I mean, that must be a refreshing change.
Yes, very refreshing indeed. Yeah.
Well, what else? What else do you have on your plate for the next? Once the live album comes out, what's next for Sunraker and for you?
Well, we started recording a full-length studio album a month ago, so I'm basically spending all my free time on that right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
We got a new studio, a really big one, like 100 square meter studio, and yeah, now we have the freedom to record twice a week with the same sound engineer that was on the live the session recording. So that's great.
Oh, cool.
So very excited about that, but it's also busy times, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm spending a lot of time on it, but it's also a lot of fun, so it's perfect.
No, I mean, it sounds like it would be. Are you going to be playing a lot more live shows like in your area?
Yeah, the plan is to make a spring/summer kind of, I guess, Copenhagen tour of some sorts, trying to get into some festivals and stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we're gonna reveal some stuff soon about it, I think.
Gotcha. But no big, European tours or anything crazy like that. Yeah, right.
No, I wish.
Soon, not yet. Maybe next year.
Not yet. Yeah, hopefully. I would love to do an American tour. It would be fun.
Oh, that would be awesome. Well, so are you still doing anything at Ghost Ship for Deep Rock, or is that on hold for the moment?
Yeah, it's on hold. Nothing from my side with
Gotcha.
Deep Rock and Ghost Ship right now.
Gotcha. Okay. I did see that. I think it was a couple of months ago. Maybe that I think it was around the time that like Deep Rock hit like 4 million sales or something. Like there was like the vinyl album that they were taking pre-orders and stuff on. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Oh, it's not out yet. Oh, I thought it was out already.
I think it's I think it's finished and it's getting delivered.
Gotcha.
But don't quote me on that, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's I think what I heard.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
I mean, it must be kind of I don't know. I'm just curious, like, sort of how you must feel after, like, not really ever doing a soundtrack before, and then you try your hand at it, and it kind of blows up.
Well, the game is not as big in Denmark as it is probably in the States, I heard. So it doesn't feel like I don't feel like I'm famous or something, It's not nothing changed really.
Oh, really?
I'm just happy. I'm just happy that it's successful, doing well,
Gotcha.
I'm happy for the game in general also, because I was there from the beginning where there was only like 7 people at the office, and now there's like, I don't know, 30 plus people working at Ghost Ship. So like I'm very proud of the whole process,
Yeah.
The game itself.
Yeah, I mean, it also must be pretty wild to sort of like see, have music that you've created like catch on with like a large group of people like pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's awesome if I go to like Reddit or something and then I see some meme where my name is in a meme. That was kind of a big moment when I saw that for the first time.
Yeah, I've been on the subreddit as well, and like the people on there do quite love the soundtrack.
Yeah, that's a really good feeling. Yeah, 100%, that's a good feeling.
Nice. Are you gonna try your hand at doing soundtracks again if the opportunity comes up, or are you just gonna kind of focus on Sunraker for a while?
Well, I would love to try my hand at it again, but I don't have anything actually in front of me with soundtrack right now.
Gotcha.
So if you know anyone, then send them my way, please.
I certainly will. I don't know that I know anybody who's like making video games. I know like maybe like a filmmaker but like.
Well, that's actually a dream of mine. Movie soundtracks. I'm a big movie soundtrack buff, I guess you would call it.
I'm pretty big into movie soundtracks. Like, I pay attention to soundtracks in like most things, I guess, like, because it adds so much.
Yeah, but I totally agree. It's actually come to a point now when if I'm watching a movie and the soundtrack is not good, then it can kind of ruin the experience for me, actually.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, same. Like, if it's really distracting, like, and conversely, like...
Yeah, or... Mm-hmm. Yeah, what? Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, conversely, like, if a soundtrack's really good, like, it'll bring a bad movie up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. I've experienced that with a lot of movies, actually. You know, like movies who are on the border of either being... bad or kind of good, then it can really drag it up to good, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
With soundtracks in movies, I don't think it's only like distracting. It's also if it's too generic for me.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of soundtracks these days are generic, kind of.
Yeah.
Compared to the older days, it's like I saw this video where they were asking people on the street if they could hum a Star Wars soundtrack thing. Mm-hmm. And everyone can do it, right? Or Indiana Jones or something. Everyone can do it. But then they ask the same people if they can hum something from a Marvel movie or something. And no one can do it. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Because, it's not as memorable. It's more generic kind of background heroic music.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's a lot of like brass. And it's like, it starts...
yeah, everyone uses... Yeah.
I mean, it's just like everybody's all like, oh, I can be John Williams. Well, I mean...
I'm pretty sure it was the Hans Zimmer brass thing that started it all from like, what was it? Inception.
Oh, yeah.
I think it started at the Inception, actually, the brass thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're probably
everyone's using.
The last like soundtrack that really just like jumped out at me in a thing was have you seen Copenhagen Cowboy?
Yes, I just saw it a couple of a week ago. It's amazing.
It really is. I mean the colors and everything, it was such an exciting ride, like up and down, but like, man, the soundtrack just like leapt out at me. Like, it was stuck in my head after
amazing.
Hearing it once. Like,
the drummer of Sunraker, of my band, after watching it, we met at the studio, and then he played a song from that soundtrack, and we were laughing because we're both into the synthwavy, techno-y sound also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was...
Like, really appreciate that soundtrack.
Yeah, same. It really stood out. The other film that is... I mean, it's a mostly forgettable movie, but it was the horror movie that came out recently called Smile. Like, it's not anything great, but the soundtrack and the sound design on it is like, it's worth watching just for that. Like,
really? Okay,
yeah.
I haven't seen it, but it looks creepy kind of, and I'm also big on horror movies, so I'm gonna check it out for sure.
I mean, it's okay. It's not gonna like knock your socks off or anything, but like, it's decent. Like, I've seen way fucking worse. So.
Yeah, but I feel like it's always like that with horror movies these days. It's been a while since I've seen a really great horror movie. You know?
Really?
Yeah, actually.
What was the last like really great horror movie that you would say that you saw? I'm just curious.
Oh, good question. Really great.
I think so.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
That's fine. Speak No Evil, I think, was like the last horror film I watched.
Yeah.
That really made me go, like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's actually a really good movie. True. Yeah, I think that would be a good case.
Yeah.
For the last great horror movie I watched.
Yeah,
when did that come out?
Recently, right? Like last year, maybe.
Yeah.
Like latter half of 2022, I think. But I mean, I'm a sucker for all the A24 horror films. I mean, like, they're just really good usually.
For sure, yeah. I think my best suggestion would actually be Hereditary.
Oh,
that's the last great horror movie I watched.
Oh, I love Hereditary, and what a soundtrack!
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, like, it's one of those films that, like, and I don't know the person's name who did the soundtrack, and I feel remiss for not looking it up, but he also did the soundtrack for The Menu, and, like, I mean, The Menu was okay, but, like, the soundtrack, like, really, like, leaped.
I haven't seen The Menu.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
It's good. You would like it, I think. I mean, it's
Okay, for sure.
for sure. But well, I mean, I've have you always loved soundtracks? Is that kind of what had your mind open to doing deep rock to begin with?
Yeah, I think. Well, I was raised kind of like with music very close to me,
Mm-hmm.
and the first kind of soundtracks that I got really into was like watching the original Star Wars movies from '77,
Mm-hmm.
and that opened my eyes kind of to soundtracks also being a thing to dive into, kind of, you know.
Right.
I saw them when I was like 8 or 9, I think.
Gotcha. And it just
Uh,
left an impression on you.
yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
for sure. It was John Williams wrote some amazing stuff, I think.
Yeah. What if you I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Like, I've been up all night, so I'm like,
Oh,
my mind
shit.
is a little scattered. No, it's not.
No
It's
feeling.
it's not because of it.
I was in bed at like 4 in the morning because
Oh,
I have a side job at a bar right now.
oh,
So,
gotcha.
yeah,
How long have you been doing that?
the bar is actually brand new. I had this 5 shifts, I think.
Gotcha. Do you like doing it? I mean, I'm just curious.
I actually do. Yeah, I have some experience with bars and clubs and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's fun. I'm a night creature, kind of, you know. So I don't mind it, the late
Yeah.
hours and stuff.
No, same. I'm usually up early into the morning most of the time anyway. It just so happens that today it kind of got away from me for whatever reason, and here we are, still awake. But it's
Yeah, yeah, okay.
you know how that can go. But
For sure.
I know that the last time we talked, and anybody tuning into this doesn't have the benefit of kind of knowing what was said before. But I know that one of the things that we had kind of talked about was that you kind of, with Sunraker, you were kind of going for like a shoegaze meets post-punk kind of a thing. And I listened to Undertow again recently, like on Spotify in the run up to this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do really love the like shoegaze post-punk kind of mixed with like almost Ozzy Osbourne kind of Black Sabbath-y kind of vocals.
Yeah,
Maybe a little.
yeah, you talked about that last time, yeah.
I
True.
do quite like that. What kind of helped inform you as to how you like? How did you get Sunraker's sound to be what you want, and what made you decide it was going to be what it is?
I think, first of all, Undertow is also the most heavy on post-punk vibes of all the songs that we have, I think.
Gotcha.
It's been a many year experiment for me to figure out what kind of sound I like.
Right.
And you will also find a lot of like 90s grungy stuff in when you hear the album and the live performance, I think.
Gotcha.
And a little bit of progressive stuff also. Like it's a weird mix of a lot of genres that I love.
Gotcha.
And it's always been an experiment, and it's still an ongoing experiment for me. But I think the mix of the vocals and the guitar sound that I like has become kind of the sound now, even though the inspirations are from everywhere, kind of. So I think I explain it to people by saying, The Cure and Queens of the Stone Age and Jeff Buckley goes into a bar.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I explain this one.
I that's what you had said to me previously, and I feel like that's a really like apropos descriptor for it. It does feel that way.
I'm happy that it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. How have you been in other bands before? Like, is this like or is this just your first band that's like just yours?
Actually, this band has been an evolving constellation of different band members since like 2011, I would say.
Oh, okay.
But
quite a history there.
Yes. So it's kind of the same band, and it's been me writing the music most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a point, like I guess 2 years ago, where I decided we change. The name is Sunraker, and I have these band members now, and this is what it's gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like I popped the balloon with sound. I found out what I liked and what I wanted to do with the sound, like around a year and a half ago.
Gotcha.
So since then, it's been a more streamlined product, I guess.
Gotcha.
Streamlined band. It's like it's made sense. Everything kind of clicks for me now.
Sure. So like an old project, but like maybe kind of a new coat of paint on it, and you feel like it is on its way to being whatever it's going to be, more so now than before.
Yeah, I think it's like some band members, and we got a new, maybe not coat of paint, maybe a new car but it's the same guys. It's the same guys who got into the car,
Gotcha.
New car.
Okay. All right. That works. Well, that's really exciting. I'm happy for you that it's like evolved from being a passion project to like something that you're happy with.
I'm definitely happy with it on a lot of different levels.
That's good.
For sure.
What else do you have going on in your life right now?
Well, just I'm working as a music teacher at a after school home.
Gotcha.
And then I'm working at a bar, and then I'm just recording this album, and it's taking up all my time.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I'm kind of like low-key searching for a new job in the soundtrack business, but nothing seems to come up right now.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully that changes soon, because I do have to gush for a minute. I do have to say that like
Sure.
I've put a lot of hours into Deep Rock, and I do quite love the soundtrack. There are moments that remind me of John Carpenter, and then there are moments that remind me of like really bombastic things like Devo and
Okay.
and I just like I love everything that you've done with the soundtrack.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And on behalf of like all the Deep Rock fans out there who've been enjoying it while shooting a million bugs,
Yeah, $1 million. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It fits so well with the game. And I know that like previously you kind of mentioned that like John Carpenter was like a source of inspiration for you.
100%. Yes, I got into like the first meeting where I made some demo stuff for the game.
Yeah.
Basically, I just elbowed my way in there, and I was like, "Hey, I made these demos. Try to like put them in the game," and then they liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the first names we talked about was John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
And the first track on the official soundtrack is a direct tribute to The Thing.
Oh, okay.
If you listen to the two of them side by side, you can clearly hear it, I would say.
Oh, excellent. I do love the Thing soundtrack, even though it's Morricone instead of. Or didn't John Carpenter do like the main theme, but the rest of it's Morricone or something like that?
I'm actually in doubt now that you said it. But then again, Morricone is also like one of my faves. So
I mean,
it makes sense.
Yeah, same. I mean, like Ennio Morricone isn't like, it's not bad or anything by any means, but like I want to say that maybe he did most of it. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do.
Yeah.
I do quite love John Carpenter's soundtracks, and it definitely shines through in deep rock.
But also, it's funny that you should mention Morricone, because the last song of the session record, live record, is called Morricone, because it's a tribute to his good, bad, the ugly theme.
Oh, how exciting! Is it like a full song with like vocals and everything?
Yeah. It's a pretty progressive track. It's I want to say 8 minutes long.
Oh wow! Okay.
Or some, maybe more even. I don't remember, to be honest. But it's like a two-parter. Okay. But the first part is one song, and then when it progressively goes to the next part of the song, you'll clearly hear the Morricone influence.
Gotcha.
That's why the song is called Morricone.
Gotcha. I mean, like, when you said that you love soundtracks, I mean, like, apparently you, like, seriously do love soundtracks, I guess, so.
Yeah, of course. It's been especially also while making Deep Rock Galactic, I got an even bigger respect and love for soundtracks. Because I was forced to listen to also stuff that I wouldn't have, like, you know, things that are before I was born that I haven't maybe gotten into as much, you know.
Right.
The influences that was brought for Deep Rock Galactic that I was told to listen to were also stuff like Terminator soundtrack and Dracula 2000 even, and what else? Blade Runner, you know?
Dracula 2000.
Even.
I don't know why. It's just like, of all the things you've said, like Dracula 2000, like I'm not sure I'm connecting the dots on that one. That seems a little the field.
I know, but it's also like a sound design thing, I guess. Gotcha. It's like the kind of the vibe.
Gotcha.
There's a specific song on the soundtrack. I don't remember the name right now. That's like a kind of, I grabbed the Dracula 2000 soundtrack and then I made like one song to fit that vibe.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
I did that with a lot of soundtracks where like I grabbed the whole soundtrack and tried to boil it down to one interpretation that's my own of it, kind of.
Gotcha. Okay.
I made a song called the demo title was Axe Runner, you know, instead of Blade Runner.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because they're dwarves, right, in the game, so it's Axe Runner. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think they kept that title, but the demo title was Axe Runner.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I do quite love the Blade Runner soundtracks as well, but just Dracula 2000 just kind of came out of nowhere, just because, like, when I think of, soundtracks that might have been, that might have inspired your work on Deep Rock, I mean, like, that's not one that I would I would have picked out, I guess.
No, but I wouldn't have thought about it either.
Mm-hmm.
But I got it suggested, so I listened to it and
Yeah.
I did something with it.
Yeah, and I mean, clearly it was, what you did with it, what worked, because it probably wound up on the soundtrack, but
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
just kind of surprising, I guess. Inspiration coming from that kind of a direction. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I've been trying to keep my episodes like kind of short and sweet. But
Yeah, sure.
what are some things that you've been enjoying lately? Just like things that like you're excited to work on when you get out of bed, or I mean, I know you don't have any free time because you're fucking busy. You just told me, but but I mean, like,
Yeah, I have like two jobs, and twice a week I'm recording a studio album.
right.
So that's what I'm excited about right now, to be honest. Just to I feel like I am very busy, but also in a nice way. I have things to do all the time, which is a
Yeah.
good feeling sometimes.
Oh, for sure it is.
And the album is gonna be sweet. I think it's gonna be super nice. I'm super excited to go there, even though it's like from 12 to midnight sometimes. I'm still excited for it.
Oh yeah. But
But now you have a date, and you can also have a review copy before it comes out.
oh, that would be great. Yeah, for sure.
You can have the whole session. It's 26 minutes long. It's with video before it comes out, if you want.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, for sure. I would love to watch it, and I can pass it on to Ken to take a look at. But it's I am excited to hear it. I am excited to see it. I sent the Undertow single to a friend of mine just last night. Actually, I was like, "Hey, I'm recording with this guy tomorrow," and sent it over to him. He makes kind of metal, folky kind of stuff, kind of rock music. But he was like, I intended to just put this on for like 20, 30 seconds and just check it out. But he's like, I listened to the whole thing, and he said he really enjoyed it. And
Amazing.
yeah, it's been really good. I've been really enjoying it myself. I'm excited to hear more of Sunraker. So you said you're going to do a full album at some point for it, like sometime this year. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean we're in the studio right now, and I guess a kind of goal is to have it out before the year's over for sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
Preferably like a bit before,
Gotcha. Okay. And do you think that I mean, you're pretty humble about the whole Deep Rock thing, but I mean, like, do you think that your association with the soundtrack is going to end up having a positive influence on Sunraker?
Well, I hope so, to be honest, because I kind of fought hard for music my whole life, I feel like. So I wouldn't mind at all if that helped it on its way. It's like I feel like the stuff I'm making now is actually pretty. Even though I'm also humble about it, I feel like it has a certain quality to it, and I really wouldn't mind if it affected it positively. Right. Honestly.
Okay. I mean, I would assume that would be the case, but I don't know. You never know. Like, yeah, artists.
You never know. Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes artists are up their own ass, and it's that's just how it is.
I mean, the more the better. If you can use the soundtrack to promote Sunraker, I would be happy about it. No worries.
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was something that I was kind of worried about. I didn't want to be like, oh, come on the show because he did this thing, and like we're only going to talk about it and not anything else you're fucking doing. Like, I feel like that's cheating you as an artist, like to only talk about like one facet of something you've done.
Yeah, but I also do understand it because that's why you found me in the first place. So it makes sense to talk about it. We can talk about it as much as you want. I have some time,
Well, one thing that I did want to revisit from our Lost recording session, just because I would like to have the theory be shared with other people, but my theory that I shared with you previously was that Deep Rock Galactic is a giant allegory for capitalism, and that the Carl that everybody shouts for Carl for is Karl Marx.
Oh, I remember this, Karl Marx.
and that's why they're always like leave no door, like, and the sense of like brotherhood and like management and like, and all of it is just set up to mimic what capitalism is like, while espousing communist themes.
I can neither deny nor confirm, but it's so spot on that I hope that's actually the case. You know?
I mean, me too. I mean, like, as far as I'm concerned, that's what it is. So
yeah, but whatever it is for you, like, you make your own interpretation, you know. But it's so spot on that I can't imagine that there's not at least a pinch of that truth in it.
I feel like there has to be. Like, when you go look at like the motivational posters for Deep Rock, like the fist.
But 100% that stuff is directly taken from some communist posters.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
if you go to the Ghost Ship Game Studios, they have the posters hanging there. You know.
Oh
it's
really?
Like, yeah, I've looked at them a lot.
Gotcha.
The posters and the Danish Gaming Awards and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I did see the awards getting handed out. Just won like best indie game or something like that recently too, I think.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
But at the Danish Gaming Awards called Spilprisen, we won Game of the Year and best audio actually also.
Nice. Did you get to go and like collect that or anything?
Yeah. Me and the sound designer Troels, who also did an amazing job, by the way, I have to say.
Yes, I actually caught his and I wanted to make sure that I mentioned it here too. Actually, is that I was looking at his he has a YouTube channel, TRJ Audio, where he like goes over the Deep Rock soundtrack and kind of talks about what, you know, his side of it and stuff. And like, I was watching one where he was like, he even, you know, mentioned you and was like, oh, Sophus sent over this and this. And it was really great and really informative to sort of, you know, peek behind the curtain on that.
Yeah, it's also been a nice handling of like who has which responsibility, because one of the first agreements we made was that I was just going to be a composer on the soundtrack, so I had a lot less stuff to worry about. I could just like focus only on composing good melodies and stuff like this. So the agreement was kind of like, if there's something that I really want, like a sound that I really want for a certain melody, then of course it stays in, right?
Right.
But other than that, I left it up to Troels, and Troels did an amazing job as well. So I couldn't be happier about the fact that I had much more freedom to make a lot more music also. Like, if I had to post-produce it also, it would have taken like over twice the time.
Right.
Sure.
Gotcha.
So just being a composer, I think it was a good choice for the soundtrack, because the soundtrack is like 3 hours long or something.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't have been without this this like dealing of responsibility to different people.
Right. And it does seem like it worked out pretty well. I mean, you know, given the success of the soundtrack and everything, and it did seem very like collaborative. I mean, I started watching the other video of him kind of doing a deep dive on mixing one of the tracks, and it was interesting to hear, like, I mean, it was basically what you just said, of like, he, you know, you would send things over to him and then, you know, he would start work on like post-production kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's really cool. And you know, again, I just like, I've been enjoying the soundtrack so much over the past couple of years of playing Deep Rock.
Yeah, thanks man.
Yeah, for sure. too long. One last thing I wanted to ask you is that I know that you've been busy, and you squeezed in Copenhagen Cowboy, and I'm really glad because it's good.
I think you squeezed in Copenhagen Cowboy, but I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. It was it's such a wonderful show. I can't say enough good things about it. But is there any music or anything that's been like kind of stuck in your ear lately, or has been like anything that you would recommend?
Actually, I discovered an American band called Tiger Cub recently.
Tiger Cub?
Yeah, and I've been super into it. It's like been years since I found a rock band where I was like, I'm excited to listen to their whole albums, you know?
Yeah.
So that's been. It was my bassist in Sunraker who showed it to me.
Gotcha.
Tiger Cub, yeah,
Gotcha.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking them up right now because I'm gonna check them out. They're kind of weird,
for sure.
Dudes, but I mean it's fine. I mean, that's,
aren't we all? You know?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like that's most artists though. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I will check this out. I've been listening to the new Morris Black album a lot. He sent that to me.
Oh, okay.
It comes out this month.
Cool.
That's been really good. I mean, it's like industrial bass, noisy kind of stuff, but
nice. Could you send me a link to a song maybe?
I would
love to hear it.
For sure. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Morris Black, and I have not been watching anything cool. Like I can't recommend like a good movie or a good show or anything because like for whatever reason, I was like, hey, it's been 20 years. I'll watch The Sopranos. And
yeah.
I started watching it, and I don't really. I wish I could watch something else, but I have to.
Yeah,
I have to like finish it. Like
I know what you mean. I actually just this winter. I started the X-Files from the beginning.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I'm only now in like the last seasons.
Oh wow.
And I have the same feeling. I love that show, but there's also some ridiculous episodes, you know. But
oh my god, there's some fucking.
But I still love it. I still fucking love it because it has a special vibe, and the soundtrack is cheesy and cool, you know, in the 80s.
Oh yeah,
and 90s, I guess.
Yeah, no, I grew up on X-Files, and I still love it, but yeah, there's some bad fucking episodes out there, like.
Yeah, for sure. There's some like mind-bogglingly bad episodes, right? Where you think like, how can a show that makes this good episodes also make this horrible episodes?
Yeah. In particular, like I loved the one with the Jim Rose Circus, where it's like the Fiji mermaid that's like,
oh shit, yeah,
shit. That shit was good.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, true.
Man, there's so many good ones, and like there's episodes with like Jack Black and Giovanni Ribisi and like tons of famous people. Like it's great.
Yeah, and like a very young. Oh, what's his face? The guy who's famous for the "Do It" meme.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, he, like a very young, like 11, 12-year-old Shia LaBeouf is in one of the episodes.
Oh shit! I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's one of those shows that I like. I have like really strong feelings about it. Like you, like I grew up watching it and I loved it. Like, but I haven't revisited it in a long time.
It's so cool though.
Oh yeah, it's
like I was just watching it before the interview while eating, you know.
Yeah.
Just now.
Yeah. And also, I mean, like Gillian Anderson is. I mean, I thought she was gorgeous then, and she's gotten better with age.
She really did, right? Like,
yeah.
She's amazing.
Yes, very lovely. I actually started to. There was that Hannibal show not that long ago that had Mads Mikkelsen on it.
Oh yeah, I never watched that actually.
I mean, I didn't really watch it either. It's not really a thing that's like up my alley, I guess. But like I did catch a little bit of Gillian Anderson on that show. Opposite Mads Mikkelsen, and like they were both so good.
Yeah,
but
I heard good things about that show actually.
Yeah, I mean it was cool. Like it did all kinds of like really gruesome, crazy true crime shit. But that's just not usually like my thing. Like,
but it's probably not Silence of the Lambs level. I imagine. Like,
well, I don't know. There was a totem on the beach that was made out of like bodies and like body parts and shit. It was like crazy. I was like, this is on network television. What? But the other, just to sort of drop a soundtrack, we've been talking about soundtracks, but aside from the Copenhagen Cowboy soundtrack, which is wonderful, the recently released Warhammer 40K game Darktide, the soundtrack is by I think it's pronounced Jesper Kid, but he's
he made that. Okay,
yeah, I mean,
he's like a legend here, you know.
Oh, he's a legend in my heart as well. I mean, he's been making so many good soundtracks for so long.
Yeah, I know, right? He's my biggest competition. He's probably why I'm not getting work right now.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. He's just snapping up all the gigs.
Yeah. But he's a legend here, like, for sure.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I believe it. Like his I mean, I still remember his soundtrack to there was like a PlayStation game like forever ago called like Freedom Fighters or something, and like he just had an amazing score on it. And then he did like maybe all the Assassin's Creed games or the first few or something.
He did Hitman for sure.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I haven't heard the Freedom Fighters one, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean it's old, but it's got like the maybe the Russian Symphony Orchestra on it or something.
Okay, yeah, I get you, yeah.
But it's really good, and his score for Darktide is just next level good, like really.
Yeah,
good.
I know, right? Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's what I would recommend. Cool. Well, again, I don't want to keep you too long. I'm trying to keep these like short and sweet, but yeah, man, thanks again so much for rescheduling and making this happen again. Like it was good to talk to you again. I'm really, grateful for your time.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on,
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a pleasure.
I will let you know when this goes up, and whenever you send over. If you enjoyed this episode of Void Signal, please consider visiting voidsignal.net and leaving a tip for your friendly, charismatic host. Even just $1 goes a long way to helping me continue to do this thing. Thanks so much for your consideration, and take care.